Yeah, I haven't even opened. See if anybody's in the comments. I'm
Says we're
actually
live.
having hard. We are live. Hello, everybody. We're kind of goofing
Hello,
around,
everybody.
but
Hello.
I I was gonna do this, a little more official, like me and Travis, and have our intro and say we have a special guest. But anyways, we got a special guest, uh, Brad Curtis with BNCO Designs. Um, Hi, Jacob Carter's in the chat. He's one of my number one fans.
Hello,
Uh,
Jacob.
And of course, I'll introduce Travis down below me here. Most of us know him, seen him before.
Hello,
my,
hello.
my twin brother from another mother,
Shellman's here.
Shellman. That's my boy, my baby boy.
Buff's
And Buff's here.
Apparently
But
he's
yeah, we'll
driving.
just. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't recognize the username, but WXXREGTA says he's my number 2 fan. He just never comments, so I appreciate that. Well, yeah, he specified, you know, there we go. That was his comment, and then he specified fan. He's not my number 2, as in number 2.
Who's Buff related to?
He's like another brother from another mother. Not my twin brother though. I think that's what he's getting at.
I think Ryan would be more your twin brother.
Maybe triplets. I don't know. But Ryan just ate all the food.
Yeah, Ryan got all the food. That's why he got so tall.
Yeah. So what we'll do, kind of give an introduction. This is Brad with BNCO Designs. We'll kind of just hang out for a few minutes, let everybody join in, and then we'll start drilling Brad with some hardcore questions about
Bring it.
his company and his products. Which, by the way, Squeaky is looking. It doesn't do it justice being that far away. These headlight rings
look good on there. I really like them.
I'm in love with them. Never thought that my truck was worthy of having anything quite that. I don't know if exotic is the word, but bling, have that much bling on them. But
hey, Chad,
I think that's actually maybe what makes this product stand out more.
Maybe one day you'll get all primer and be one color.
It's funny you bring that up, because when I first got the truck, and actually I was just going to sell the truck. I got on trade. I didn't have any use for the truck. I thought, I don't need another project. And it was when my channel was just starting. And I thought, I'm just going to sell it. I listed it for sale. And then when we decided to keep it, my wife, she loves the patina. She understands the patina thing. So she also likes the nice, pretty, shiny trucks that are all one color and not rusty. And I do too. I appreciate that also. But so she was like, "Are we going to paint Squeaky? Squeaky needs to be all one color at least." I'm like, "Nah, I don't know. That's just kind of his. That's kind of his vibe. That's his personality." And a couple years later, or maybe a couple years ago, kind of in between now and then, I was talking about painting Squeaky all one color. After Squeaky kind of became a not necessarily a star, but a thing on my channel.
He's a star.
I was taking him to the drag strip. He's got got his personality and everything. And I thought, if I'm gonna be taking him to the drag strip and all that stuff, maybe primer him at least all one color. And I was talking to Mrs. Squarebody about that, and she's like, "Nope, can't do that. His paint scheme is his that's his personality. So
nobody will recognize him.
Yeah. So you know, that's a tough one. I mean, he really deserves to be all one color, but then it's like he's not going to be recognized as Squeaky anymore.
Well, but there's many stages of Squeaky. There's Squeaky before he got a new tires, and Squeaky before he got a new engine, and
that is true. Also, that is a very valid point. And I've thought about that because he does need some body panel replacement or stuff like that. The doors, especially driver's doors, pretty well junk. But and I've got a set of brand new cheap aftermarket doors sitting in the barn, and I thought, well, I can just slap them on there and call it good. But
Buff says, don't forget,
we'll get to that.
Squeaky.
Dooley Squeaky. Oh yeah. Took me a second there for the. Yeah, Squeaky takes on several different personalities. Depends on what he's doing. Right now he's in street mode with the 37s on the back. Then he's got the slicks and skinnies for the drag strip. Then he's got the dually tires I put on the back for burnout contest. So,
well, like you saw my truck at the show there, Chad. Big Booty Judy there. She was her dream girl in the 80s with the 80s custom paint job and interior. And
I regret I was going through all my footage from the truck gathering. And like, I really wanted to have just a walk around. I really wanted to have a walk around of your truck because your truck was one of the ones that I was really in love with at the show because it's the 80s.
She's a time capsule.
Yeah, I mean, it was all 80s.
Well, here we'll go do a walk around.
There you go. Yeah.
It's a good thing we have all this technology.
Too busy drooling, he didn't do no filming.
Yeah.
Like I said, prepare yourself. 1980 will be in full effect.
Yes. What year's the truck?
85.
85. Okay. So it's actually a little newer than my crew cab dually.
Like I said, I have dubbed her Big Booty Judy. So,
Busted Grill made it.
So here we go.
Yeah. So, I'll the fog lights on the bumper, the grill guard, of course the cab lights, the clearance lights. Does it have horns on top too?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Like I said, we get all the way down to the running boards going all the way down. The chrome simulators. The paint job, the whole truck is, that was high class in 85 or in the late 80s. That was, the whole 80s. I mean, that was, I've got a 2012 Silverado that's LTZ, top of the line, blah, blah, blah at the time. But this truck here is, like I said, we got the house carpet, everything right from the customization shop. Oh, so that is actually like a
conversion.
It was conversion. It was a conversion job.
Yeah, that makes it even better,
right? So she's a little wear there, but
Oh yeah, I mean, but she's used and she appreciates it. We were laughing at my wife's comment about my thing for dualies, because I like a fat bottom girl. I'll just say it.
Right. Well, that's why she's Big Booty Judy.
Yeah, and when I walk by my dually Maxine, my 2012 Duramax, I got to walk by and I'll smack her on the fender.
Like I said, she's all all 1980s. The
Yes.
marker lights, everything. And the only thing that I need to find, and I'm probably not going to, is 2 sets of these that work. Because I want to put the original ones back on. I've been traveling truck stops trying to find those things.
All right. So everybody watching, if you find some of those light strips, contact. I keep wanting to call you Ben. I don't know why. Brad from BNCO, and that's a funny thing, because when I was doing the video on this truck with these headlight rings, it was going to be it was a fairly short video. I had a lot of footage that I edited out, but I actually had to redo the whole thing to make it work because I'd done it one afternoon, and when I was editing it the next day, I kept calling Brad Ben, and I couldn't edit it out. I couldn't make it work. So I had to pretty much just start over, take the headlight back out, and redo the whole video because that's YouTube life. And I felt so bad because, and then to top that off, when I was so excited about it, I was one of my few videos that I was really excited about because sometimes my videos, like, it's okay, I like it, I put it out there. But I was so excited about this video, and then putting out the reels on Instagram and Facebook. On the video itself, when I made the video on my video editor and put the words on the actual video, I put BINCO, and there's no I in BNCO.
But it helps people learn how to pronounce it, Chad.
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe, this is how you pronounce it, but I felt so silly but I hadn't put out the Facebook short yet. So I made it right in the Facebook short, or the YouTube short. Sorry. Getting all flustered here.
So Ryan,
I figured it was your dually.
Drooling over that dually.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'll put this out there. I love Judy, but I'm a man that everything's always for sale for the right price.
There you go, Ryan.
There you go, Ryan. It's actually I didn't look real close at her, but she's pretty rust free.
The rocker panels are the only thing that really have rust on it. It's an original Iowa farm truck that they use to pull the cattle to the sale barn and back.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it's really, really low mileage, isn't it?
26,000 original miles.
Oh, wow.
And it only took 12 tanks of fuel to go from Oklahoma to Minnesota.
Is that a big block?
Yeah, big block 454.
Yeah. Turbo Tom says that in the 80s, Dodge truck shipped to dealers without rear bumpers. Same thing with the GMs. A rear bumper was an option if it was either a option from the factory as the truck was built or an option at the dealer. But the rear bumper was
against the cops.
Yeah. See, I'm gonna run through the chat real quick here. Yeah, Buff called me on that. I see you doing. I can't speak. I get flustered. My wife doesn't have a problem with me like oohing on over other women. It's trucks. Anybody need a wife? Yeah, we're I'm full up, buddy. I'm good.
My girlfriend might get mad. I don't know.
Yeah. So it seems like the chat's pretty well going the way it normally is. Wait a minute. Ryan from Streetcar Chronicles. Of course, Ryan is the one we were talking about earlier, Brad. About being my
crew cab Chevy.
Him and I look almost identical, except for he's like a foot taller. But he's been looking for a square body dually crew cab for a while, so I'll give him your number, and you guys could talk numbers. We'll just leave that there. I think Mrs. Squarebody saying no complaints because she'd rather me oohing all over other trucks than other women. So
yeah, I think that's what she's saying.
Yeah. Go with it, Chad. Go with it.
yeah. She
And
didn't have to worry about me. And
for the next ex Mrs. Buff.
Right.
the next Buff Bunny. Okay, so let's actually get into an official interview with our good friend Brad here. I'll give you another official introduction. This is Brad Curtis with BNCO Designs, or BNCO. I wasn't sure how to say it. Is there a preference on that, Brad?
We just say BNCO.
Okay. All right. And I think that's where I've got the whole, when I was calling you Ben on my video, and I've also got a boss that's named Ben, and anyways. So what is your company about? I mean, explain to what BNCO is.
So I guess I'll start from the beginning, and I guess what BNCO stands for. BNCO is, so BC is me. I'm Brad Curtis, and NO was my cousin Nick Ostrom, and I bought him out about a year ago. He was a machinist. I'm a car guy. I wanted to take the business to the next level, and that's where I'm going. And nothing against him or anything, but his initials are still in my business. It's what I am.
Yeah.
I could change it, but then brand recognition is everything in this industry. Just like you said for Squeaky, if you start changing them up, you might not be Squeaky anymore.
Yeah.
And if I change my name, you lose people. And that's not what I'm about. But like I said, he had a love for machining, and I had a love for classic cars. And when he was going through machinist school, he said, "Hey, I'd like to make something for your truck." And I said, well, there's these GSI door handles, but they're $350 a pair, and I can't see spending that kind of money on a set of door handles. Well, hi, I'm Brad from BNCO Designs, and I sell $500 door handles. I understand it now. I understand what it takes, what it costs, So that being said, he made a set that looks similar to GSI, and being a business, I don't need to go out there and knock off everybody else's stuff. So we came up with our own thing, and our design is it's a very simple, sleek design that I think it complements any of the trucks that I make them for. The 60 to 66, they're a little teardrop. It kind of mirrors the original. Our signature is a flush button design, so you don't see the buttons. 67 to 72, they were more of a square or rectangle door handle, so that's what we went with, with the button and everything. The trucks 67 to 72 are kind of an Art Deco with the rounding and everything. So that kind of leads to the original design. And I feel if they would have put more attention to detail on the door handles back then, that's what that door handle would have looked like with modern technology that we have today. And then the square body, they literally are, almost, they're not identical, but they're or similar shape with a square body, or the button we made square because everybody calls them square bodies. So we're like, it shouldn't be a trapezoidal button. It should be a square for a square body.
Yeah.
And we're evolving now into taillights and obviously the headlight trim rings on Squeaky there. Get yourself a pair. But another thing that we do that we haven't talked much about is the grill inserts. For 20 plus years, I've had, of 67 to 72s, I've had probably 12 or 13 of those trucks. And 67, 68 is my favorite body style. And for years, it's like, man, all they make is a billet aluminum grill insert. Can we please make something different? Can we get out of the 90s? And yes, I do make billet aluminum, which is kind of cliche. But that being said, it's always been the billet aluminum grill insert. There was no option other than that. So I came up with the mesh pattern, and it goes in behind, it tucks in really nice. It pays homage to the old, but gives the truck a new spin on, what everybody's doing nowadays. If you go look at a brand new Challenger or Charger or even the F-150s, it's that honeycomb pattern. It's what everybody has. And, obviously
my 2012 Silverado, the grill it almost looks like fence wire. It's actually molded and almost looks like a diamond pattern fence wire. So
and to give a little bit on that, like I said, that grill insert was in my head for 20 years, and I finally put it out. And the year I released them November 1st, and from November 1st to the 31st, I sold 32 sets, and I still continue to sell one set every 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm going to go back to the billet ones. Do you still sell a lot of those? The kind of the 90s style billet ones?
I don't sell the billet grill inserts. I just do the mesh grill inserts.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I know you at the truck gathering, you asked me, you're like, I like that the pattern you do, but I want to kind of keep the factory look. And I actually did one for a client. They said the same thing. They said they don't remake the 77 grills. So I made a steel grill that looks just like the original, and it's steel, and you can't. And I think you saw it there, Chad, at the truck gathering. You can't tell the difference walking up.
So I'll put in my point of view on that grill, seeing it in person, and as much of a purist as I am, that was another one of my favorite trucks that was at the show, and I've been seeing that truck on Facebook for a long time, for a couple of years. When you told me that you put the grill in that, or you made the grill for that truck, I had to go back to the truck and look at it, because it didn't even stand out to me that it wasn't a factory GMC grill. Now, when you look at it, yes, of course, it's flat. But the shape of the detail of it, the shape of it, and everything, it didn't catch my eye. I am very particular on stuff like that. I'll catch that stuff. I may not say anything, but in my mind, I'm thinking, that ain't original. I don't like it. That ain't the original grill. That's that's a 70, that's 78, whatever, and 79 this, and I pick stuff apart in my brain. But that truck, I went back to it, I'm like, holy crap, it looked great. When I actually looked at it, I was like, okay, yeah, this is a factory grill. But what really blew me away was that when walking by it, it didn't stick out to me that it wasn't a factory grill. And
it looks like it's original.
It does. And so whatever it means from me to you, awesome job on that, because
thank you.
I had to go back to the truck and actually see it, because it didn't stick out. I knew the stickers on the bed of his truck, because it was a kind of a burnt orange or reddish long bed GMC 2-wheel drive. It had been lowered, had the hurricanes or the cyclones just like Squeaky's got on them as far as wheels. The truck has a perfect stance for a lowered truck, and the perfect patina. It's got the yellow and orange kind of 3-band stripe along the bottom. That was a dealer option, a dealer thing. But it's also got I forget what it says on the bed. But I noticed all that stuff. Long and low or something like that. I can't remember what. Yeah, but the thing is, like, I know those stripes, they weren't a factory thing. It was either a dealer thing or something done after the fact.
Right.
The interior. just by walking by, it's like, I know it's not the original seat cover. I know it wasn't the original dash. It wasn't the original this and that. But the grill, I walked right by it. The first thing you see on the front of a truck, I walked right by it and didn't even realize it wasn't a factory grill. So yeah, kudos to you on that.
Thank you. So I guess what else you got for me?
Have you got any questions?
Well, I'm gonna.
Travis?
So on that grill, was that a one-off grill? Like, do you do custom, special order, made to order stuff, or is that something you stock now?
I don't stock it. I can make it because I've already done the design work, and I will. It's a one-off cut, so it does pay. Cost a little bit more to do the one-off cuts.
Of course.
But that being said, it's probably about my grills for all square bodies are $375. If I were to do another one of those grills, say Chad wanted one for Squeaky, we could probably do one of those. It adds about $200 to the price.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is the GMC and the Chevrolet grills are. I mean, they fit the same, but the bars and stuff are completely different. So it'd actually be a completely different design.
Right.
So I guess that was my question. Do you do custom, special order, made to order type of stuff, or do you just do what you can?
Yep, I can.
Okay.
I should say, I don't do as much of it anymore as I used to. We used to make a lot of custom emblems, and I'm actually doing a special buy for the C10 Club of Oklahoma. One of their guys, probably over 2 years ago, we did the C10 and then did the state of Oklahoma in the background. And
wow.
They all saw me there, and that truck was actually there, and I saw it from across the way, and I told my girlfriend, I said, I think that's the truck I made Oklahoma C10 badges for, and I went and checked it out, and of course got to meet my customer in person and such like that. And the Oklahoma C10 guys are like, we all want those for our C10s. So I'm currently working on production, going to be doing production, a custom production for C10 Oklahoma Club with the emblem. So I've done New Jersey and Oklahoma and Texas. So Texas guys, if you're listening, we can do you.
So if somebody wanted something, and especially if they had a group of people that wanted them, they could contact you to get something made one off or a group of them made for them.
Absolutely. And like I said, I shy away a little bit from some of the custom stuff right now because, like I said, I'm the car guy that doesn't know how CAD works.
Yeah.
Travis said I'm not
sure I can spell CAD, so.
But like I said, I'm learning. I got a couple guys that I have on staff that I do contractor work with to do some of my CAD work for me, because like I said, I'm a car guy. I can put your engine in, but and to be completely honest, Chad, those headlight trim rings, that's something I designed by myself with a little guidance from my ex-partner.
Yeah.
We did a good job. They look really nice.
Yeah. And even though they weren't a direct fit, I mean, they actually were a direct fit. I didn't have to modify anything to make them work on this truck. Just one of the holes didn't line up quite exactly on the, it'd be the lower left as you're looking at the truck. Because the headlight buckets there's not a left and right. There's headlight buckets. These trucks are the same headlight bucket from side to side. They're stamped to where they can be used ambidextrously. So it's going to be the lower left bolt hole that doesn't line up correctly on those headlight rings. But this truck, the headlight ring, the factory one with the cheap stamped stainless you'd be surprised how little that spot weld is. It's holding those little tabs on it.
Yeah.
The driver's side one only had 2 tabs anyway, holding that headlight in. So the 2 tabs with these billet aluminum headlight rings, it's got a really hefty tab
Well, and that's what I was
attachment
thinking.
tab.
As rigid as those probably are, you probably don't need that third bolt, really.
No.
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, if you grab a hold of it, start trying to move it, it's going to move a little bit. And I will also say, I didn't say it in the video, but I had this headlight, the passenger side headlight, off and on way too many times just to make the video right. Like I said, I messed up with his name and different things, trying different stuff out. And every time you put it on there, and the screws I used were a hex head screw, 7mm, that I don't know what they're off of. They're off of a square body. Those in a bin I have. But the threads were good. You know, I'm putting them on with a ratchet, a 1/4-inch ratchet, not just a screwdriver. So they take a lot of abuse because they were on and off several times and show no signs of like the tabs bending. And the last time I put them on, I actually put a little bit of torque on them, and they didn't move.
Yeah, that's the beauty of billet aluminum. It's pretty stout. It's pretty strong.
It is. They were strong. They were. I was impressed with that too. That those little tabs. You know, I look at them and I'm like, oh, okay. You know, they're way better than the factory stamped steel ones, obviously. But we also know that aluminum can be possibly a little more brittle. But I put some torque on those things, and they're not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to look at the chat real quick.
Well, if you kind of
See if
saw
we got
him
anything.
kind of up and moving around, grabbing a couple things, just so I can kind of to show them here while we're.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So the easiest, quickest, down and dirty, $40. Set of bullet door locks. I used to work at Federal Ammunition.
Oh,
so
okay.
I was like, well, I might as well bring some of my daily job into my personal job, and these are actually 10mm bullets is what they're designed after.
Nice.
Harmon Garage has joined us. Aaron Harmon from Harmon Garage.
How's it going, Aaron?
Got to meet him in person finally at the truck gathering. That was
he had an unfortunate accident.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, it's one of those things that it was unfortunate. Luckily, I know he was sore physically after that. It you know, took a pretty good hit, but you know, they weren't beat up too bad, and they made the best of the thing. And that's what I've always said about YouTube world is our catastrophes or our failures or our, you know, accidents like that they're our viewers' entertainment, as bad as it may be. So, but he done great with that. You know, he took it in stride. He had his truck he still had displayed and had some stuff wrote on the windshield. I mean, I had a little bit of it in my video. So he made the best of it. It was unfortunate, but he also put on a pretty good show with it.
Yeah, we had I live up here in Minnesota, and there was a guy that he had literally just got it out of the body shop. It was a '69 Chevelle convertible. It was Carcraft Summer Nationals up here in Minnesota. He was all proud of it. He took off from a light. A lady in a minivan ran a red light, T-boned the car, pushed the door completely over to the driver's side. He drove that car that way for 3 years, fighting with insurance until they rebuilt that car.
Wow.
But you know, you got to do what you got to do sometimes.
Yep.
So all right, I just read Big Bob's question or comment.
Which one? The last one?
The most recent one.
Oh. So yeah, apparently you've got a target on your back there, Travis.
It kind of sounds like that. I'm just hoping that I can actually race it this year and not work on it.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun. That No Name, if we can play with our trucks instead of work on them the whole time.
Yes.
I know Aaron was trying to get a hold of me right before the live. Of course, we had the live coming up, so I told him I might have to wait for tomorrow. Apparently, he's got a square body question for me, And if you're not familiar with Harmon Garage with Aaron, he is a big square body GM guy also. He does a lot with them, and actually a different level than I do, a little bit different stuff than I do. So it's really cool to watch his channel because he does a lot of body work, fixing up stuff, and stuff that I don't really get into on my channel yet. I want to, but it's just not where I'm at. But so having him, what I'm thinking is having him, if he'll ask the question in the chat and put me on the spot, see if I can answer this question, or I may be regretting this, but Aaron, go ahead and ask. Yeah. Aaron, if you want to go ahead and ask your question in the chat, I'll try to answer it right here live, and because I can't look anything up, because what I look everything up on is my phone, which is what I'm talking on right now, so I can't.
And he'll disappear. You'll know if he's looking something up because he won't be on screen anymore.
Well, yeah, I mean, I can if it's something I've got in a book or written down, maybe, but so yeah, go ahead and ask the question if you want to, Aaron, and I'll try to answer it live right here and either embarrass myself or make myself look like a square body genius. I don't know, right. But before we do that, let's ask Brad another question. I'm trying to think. You've kind of gone over what products you do have. What are you guys? What are you looking for, like in the future, or kind of where you want to go with your products?
So I guess one question I get all the time is, why do you only do Chevy stuff, or why do you only do C10 stuff? Well, I'm a guy in a 2-car garage. I own a Chevy C10, so that's what I work with. That being said, I'll go to this. This is my 60 to 66 C10 door handle. As you can see, you can barely see that button.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I didn't even see the button.
But like I said, the only way I got this done was I had another friend of mine, Matt Ford from Missouri C10 Club. He has one. So I got a door handle. He did all the fitment tests for me, and I might regret this from saying this on this live right now, but if there's a part out there that, there's enough call for, and I can get the original part from you and you do the guinea pig work, the prototype fitment for me, you get a set of shiny door handles for free.
How many door handles do you want, Brad?
Yeah, you have a big warehouse.
I can give you some products to make out of.
So, like I said, we'll talk. Like I said, I might regret saying this on this live, but like I said, that's how I got this done. And then at the time, go ahead.
Like the headlight bezels. I know that's a big product. That's a chunk of aluminum. But the headlight bezels for these square bodies, you cannot get a good aftermarket. And if there was an aftermarket billet one, that was, in my mind, it would almost need to be really, really, really close to original, but have a little bit of flair, kind of like your handles, have a little bit of an aftermarket flair to it. That way, they know it's not an original piece, but it almost looks original. Kind of makes you scratch your head.
So there might be some coming for Judy, because Judy's are plastic. And as everybody that knows that owns a square body with the plastic bezels, they all break.
Yeah.
They're all junk.
Yeah.
They're all cracked.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say they're all junk, but the plastic breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Zip ties are your friend. And
right.
super
Zip
glue.
ties, bubble gum, duct tape, epoxy. We've we've seen it all.
Zip ties are holding this grill in. Zip ties are holding the grill in cream puff. Hopefully I'm not.
Big Walk 402 wants to know about 64 C10 billet headlight bezels.
Yeah,
64.
I'm gonna get back to you, Aaron, on the question. 64. He's got 64. Where's that? comment? I can't find the comment.
Second to the most recent one.
There we go.
It was first gen C10 parts. Like I said, all I have right now are door handles.
Okay.
That the headlight trim rings, I cannot verify whether they fit on first gens or not. It might be the same problem that Chad ran into where one is off a little bit, but the headlight trim rings were originally designed for 67 to 72. So they are a direct replacement for 67 to 72. They fit on square bodies. I believe they will fit on first gen C10s, but I don't know, again, because I don't have one.
Yeah. In this comment, he's asking about the bezels. I'm thinking, like I was talking about on these, the surround around the headlight. So
yeah, I mean, it all could be an option. And like I said, I'm actually probably going to be having Judy's 3D scanned because it's way easier, but it's more costly. Yeah. But I'm going to have them 3D scanned and then have them, possibly in billet aluminum, depending upon what it costs.
Yeah. So, and I know you just showed your truck. Is it the 4 headlights or is it just the dual headlights? I'm assuming 4 headlights.
It's 4 headlights.
Okay.
So it's 2 4x6 on each side.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, our square body.
Yeah.
Oh wow, those are nice too.
And they don't go the every time you push the knob.
No, they're all billet aluminum.
It's you got the spring squeak in there. Yeah. Sounds like a action on a pew pew.
Right. So kind of another neat thing too, kind of while I'm showing it, the spring here, I searched and searched and searched. I have these springs custom made. So they're identical replica of the original square body springs. But the only way I could find other than buying, or the only way I could have done this before was I would have just had to buy square body door handles and ripped them apart. But I actually had these springs custom made for myself, for when I make my door handles. And as you can see, it's made to fit exactly into the original door handle. It uses the original, this is all billet aluminum now. It's not pot metal or anything like that. So, like I said, that's the square body. And then this is 67 to 72. Again, can't see that button until I push it.
Wow.
Those are nice.
So, like I said, they mount with all the original. On my door handles, I give all the hardware. Unfortunately, Chad, I didn't give you longer screws.
No, and I made note of that in the video, because I actually that's something I didn't even expect that with the headlight trim ring, because I was expecting to possibly use the original ones.
Yep.
So,
and like I said, on 67 to 72, you can use the original ones. It's just it's just a little bit different and I've run. And the other reason, like you're talking about, or the reason I came up with these is because I had my C10, 2 of the tabs broke off. Well, after 2 tabs break off, you're not going to have
got one.
You just got one, and it's not going to hold it in.
Yeah.
And I at the time I had a 71 Duster, and I ran and grabbed the trim ring off of that, and I was going to use it. Well, Mopars, Fords, I know we all can't get along for some reason, but that doesn't mean they all make a 7-inch headlight. Why can't you put the thing in the same slot?
Here's how dumb I am. I thought they'd all be exactly the same.
I did too. So
I figured that if it's a 7-inch headlight, it takes the same ring. I had no idea.
Right. I was the same way. And I was like, all right, well, I guess that's stupid.
Yeah. So I'm going to, Travis knows what I'm talking about. I'm going to hit the pause button for just a second. So, but I want to try to come back to this because I actually got a funny story about the headlight rings and stuff and what I found out on my own trucks. But I want to answer Aaron Harmon's question real quick about the RPO code YG3 simulated vinyl roof. I've never seen that on a square body. I'm assuming it was a square body because he asked about square body. So I didn't know that was an option. And where I get all my information for like RPO codes or what these trucks are actually could be ordered with is actually go to it's a GM website, and you can actually bring up their actual order sheets, or I forget what the technical term for them, but it's the sheets, the booklets that they have in a PDF form that show every option, every colors, all the stuff for that year. It's separated by year, and I've spent so many hours in those PDF files going through the years to try to, and I can't. My biggest downfall is I can't remember anything. I have a hard time. Yes, I got the CRS disease, and it's just. I mean, it's frustrating for me because I would like to be able to be that guy. It's like someone says, "Oh, what about this RPO code?" And I can ramble it off. I can't do that. Some of them I can, but even the simple ones, like the difference between Silverado and Scottsdale RPO code. I'm not even gonna say it because I'm probably wrong. I'm thinking that Silverado is YE9. Someone go verify that and tell me I'm wrong in the chat or right. I don't care. But the YG3, I mean, the Y is usually dictates some sort of appearance package, but I've never seen the YG3, and I don't think I've ever remember seeing it in those GM documents. But it could have been.
I've never seen one, to be honest.
I've never seen one. Not a factory one, and I've never seen one aftermarket. I've always thought about it'd be kind of cool to have a vinyl top on one, but they just never did it. But as far as one, actually,
apparently they made at least one.
They made one.
Yeah, and that is some of the coolest stuff. That's why I love working on these trucks and where I'm at today with the YouTube thing in the community, the people I'm meeting, stuff like this. A YG3 RPO code on a SPID sheet. That truck was ordered with that from the factory. Somebody made that happen. Now, YG3 may have been the RPO code for what a vinyl roof on a car would have been, and somebody in the dealership may have knowed somebody at the factory and pulled it off somehow. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it exactly. That's
so in the chat over here, 47 said YG3 means deluxe trim package from what he's finding. And Harmon Garage says he's found 3 of those codes and none of them match his.
Okay. Yeah.
I wonder if that's just a generic code, if they custom ordered something and you put that generic code on there just to like package it somehow or to.
Yeah.
So I guess, Aaron, does that truck have a vinyl top on it, for one? And two, I used to work at a body or a upholstery shop, and they did, the fake hard tops and stuff like that on the Cadillacs with the, maybe it was something that was done similar to what Judy did by an aftermarket shop and put that top on it.
But if that was the case, it probably wouldn't have showed up on the RPO codes on the SPID sheet in the glove box. Well, maybe possibly that could have been a thing of the YG3, and I don't know. YG3 may mean something. Well, what was it? 47 deluxe trim package. It may have been something they sent out
But it could have been a dealer option.
It could have been dealer option. No, because the SPID comes with the truck from. It's kind of like not necessarily a build sheet,
right?
But it's a special parts identification. That's what SPID stands for, special parts identification. So if there's whatever parts that might not be standard, that's what the SPID is for. So he said it was a 73. That makes it even more interesting because as a first year for a square body.
Right.
So I wonder if in 73 they had more options available, but it was like a or by order type of thing, and then the ones that didn't do good they didn't bother including later on.
Right.
Well, that could be, and I'll get back with Aaron for sure. I'm definitely gonna be researching this, and I need to write it down. Well, yeah, I need to write it down. Give me a second. I'm gonna write it on my whiteboard here. YG3, big question mark.
73 C10.
Yeah, 73 C10 because another little known fact that 73 being the first year, they didn't have the stainless drip rails around the windows or around the doors. 74 was the first year that they were an option.
Everybody shaves them anyway.
Yeah, a lot of people shave them off nowadays, make them cleaner looking. But 73 was the first year for them as an option. 75 was the first year that they were a standard deal. But that's just one of them little things that, it's going with this. I'm trying to picture in my mind what the vinyl top would look like, and I'm really liking the idea.
Let me know.
Yeah.
Like I said, I used to do upholstery.
Yeah.
So one thing I want to point out to you, Chad. So Squeaky, as you can see, my black billet, they're machined holes. So it kind of makes them stand out. If you want to make these stand out a little more, you take a little paint, you dab it in this hole, and you add a little dimension to the headlight trim ring.
I thought about that. I like the black anodized ones better. But these are already actually. I guess I did. I didn't realize I did. Because you had the box, the black anodized ones. I was looking at them. Look at them, and you reached down, you grabbed the box and said, "I'll send these with you." And I was just so excited about the whole thing that I didn't look to see that. And not that I was completely heartbroken. I feel bad.
We still haven't made the deal yet, Chad. Do you need black ones instead of polished ones?
We'll discuss that later. I feel bad now. I feel bad like looking, and it's not a gift horse. I don't want anybody to think that I'm getting. And that was the first thing one of the first things I talked to Brad when we started discussing the product things. Like, I don't want any handout. Now, if he wanted to give me some for doing what I'm doing, that's fine. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking to work together. Now, if I get a good deal on them, that's fine. But, if it was just the original part is, hey, if you send me a product, I do my part with it. If he's happy with it, I can promote it. If not, I cannot put it on. If he's like, no, that's not how I want my company portrayed, give me my stuff back. I'll never want to talk to you again. That'd be fine with me too. I just look for honesty. But the original deal was I would do the video and box them back up and send them back to him, and hope he didn't have to repolish them or all that stuff after I messed with them. Because I'm not good with shiny things.
That's all right.
So
maybe these will fit you better.
We'll discuss that later. So, like I said, I feel,
Don't feel bad. Let's see.
Yeah.
The whole picture.
Mrs. I'll lay it off on Mrs. Squarebody. She's the one that said the black ones would have looked a lot better. So I'll blow it
Mrs.
off on her.
Squarebody, where are you, Mrs.
Did you get
Squarebody?
thrown under the bus?
What was that, Travis?
I said, did she just get thrown under the bus?
Yes, she did, and she's still in here. So
Uh-oh.
and that's fine.
She's laughing at you now, Buff. What did Buff say?
I don't know. Let's see.
That was the Jamie on the whiteboard comment, I think.
Yeah, because 2 weeks ago when Buff was here doing a live and he was talking to he was interviewed, I wanted to remember his name, or one of us was trying to remember his name. So I wrote it down on my whiteboard so we could both see it. Because I'm horrible with names. So that's why he's saying I can erase the Jamie now, and it's still up there. I didn't even erase it. Jamie's still up there. But I can't remember. Buff, what was his YouTube channel name? We'll go ahead and, since we're talking about him, we might as well put something up for his YouTube channel.
Twisted.
Is it Twisted Metal Garage or Twisted something Garage? But don't quote me on that. Hopefully.
So we have about 3 minutes left. You paused on something about headlight rings.
Yeah.
Didn't work this time.
No, it did. I remembered it. I'm just not sure if I could tell the story. Twisted Angle Garage. There it is. That is Jamie from Twisted Angle Garage YouTube channel. Go check him out. Just a little plug for him. He was on a live with Buff's Garage here a couple weeks ago. But so I don't take any more time with the headlight ring thing. Travis, do you have any more questions for Brad here?
I don't. I
pretty much covered it all.
Yeah, I definitely think he has some very, very cool products, and I will be keeping an eye out for Mopar products to be hitting his
Watch D100s.
Yeah. And I'm interested. I have 2 of those trucks, and I know where there are many more that I'm closely related to. So,
okay, and I believe this is the After Hours Live link. That quality control has been, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be able to keep up with my end of this live thing. But this is the After Hours show. Everybody copy that link. And we'll be starting that up at 8:05. We'll end this off real close to 8 o'clock here in just about 2 minutes. Brad, are you going to join us for the After Hours show and hang out?
Yes,
okay,
sir.
cool. Because that way, we can still chat about, we'll just kind of continue on. And I'll tell the headlight thing that I found out on one of my trucks, which it's interesting to me, may not be interesting to anybody else, but
the more you know.
The more you know. There you go. So trying to see if there's any other comments we need to address real quick. I don't see any.
So I'm going to put you on the spot. Are you going to host the live again next week, or are we going to skip a week?
I don't know. It's hard to say at this point. We're going to
be traveling. So where we anticipate being during the time for the live, we will not have internet service. So we will be absent, possibly Tailgate Talk on Square Body stuff next week. Keep an eye on his page for if that's going to happen.
It may be a last minute. It may be a last minute decision. Yeah. Either way. So for now, if everybody wants to go to the After Hours Live, we'll be there at 8:05. If you're not going to join us there, thanks for watching. Everybody, thanks for watching.
Yep, thank you.
A big thanks for Brad with BNCO Design for coming on here and just taking a chance to put his awesome products on this.
Right?
The junk.
They do
and
look
trying
awesome
to make them look good. And
real quick, if you want my products, it's BNCO Designs .com. That's my website. All my stuff's
Yep.
available on there.
Yep. I'll try to remember. I'll put the website link in the description after this gets posted live and everything to YouTube. It may take me, well, it won't be tonight because we'll be on the other live. And
right.
I have to edit that. After the fact. But tomorrow sometime I'll have the link in the description so everybody can go there. But yeah.
Everybody go check out what he has. He has some really cool products.
It's some really cool products. And from my point of view, yeah, it's not something I would have probably went out and wanted to buy for myself because I don't really think it fits my truck. But now that I have, it's like I've got tattoos. I've spent a lot of money on these things, and they do nothing other than, yeah, they're just for show. So yeah, it's one of those things. If you want to, have that little extra bling on the front end of your truck, it's money well spent. I will say that. So with that, we're going to end this live off. We'll be back in about 4 minutes on the After Hours Live. So hope to see you there. Thanks again, Brad, Travis.
Well,
see you in a few minutes.
We'll see you in a few minutes. Chad, send me that link.